Salvete, amici. Magister McKee here with an advanced tip from Rome Imperator. We finance professors have hobbies, and one of mine is playing Rome Imperator. I am creating a collection of advanced tips I've learned while playing the game in case you want to have a study break. Today's tip is about tyranny. The game treats tyranny as bad. It's red if you increase it. It's a cost for various actions. But if you actually look at it and run some numbers, which I'm about to do for you, tyranny is really beneficial and really valuable. You want as much tyranny as you can get. So let's start with why we want tyranny. There are two reasons: aggressive expansion decay and slave pop output. So we get a lot of aggressive expansion decay and we get a lot of money. So let's say we have 90 tyranny. The maximum is 100, but it can be difficult to hit 100 and stay at 100 because of the tyranny decay. Our aggressive expansion reduction then is going to be 90 times the 0.004 that we receive per point of tyranny, and we get 0.36 aggressive expansion reduction, 4.32 per year. This is really good. Just for some comparison, opportunity cost analysis here, if we spent some innovations by techs, we can get quite a few techs that reduce aggressive expansion using monthly decay. All of them give you basically 0.02, and we're getting 0.36. So we would need 18 of them, and 18 does not exist, not even close to 18 exists, in order to replicate this. In fact, pretty much any time you're in playing the game, if you have high tyranny, tyranny is going to be your main source of aggressive expansion reduction. It'll be the majority, or at least the largest source of it compared to everyone else. And if you play the game, you'll know aggressive expansion is the main brake on our ability to expand, because it kills our stability, it causes revolts, it prevents us from declaring wars if our stability is really low. So we're getting a lot of aggressive expansion reduction just by having the high tyranny. Next, we have a tax increase per slave pop. The slave pop increase, if we have high tyranny, is 45% per pop. The base output is 0.015 money per month. So if we say have 100 pops, we would have 0.675 per month, or 8 per year. It can go all the way up to 9 per year if we max it out. And again, this is a lot, because if we look at tax that increase pop output, we can get some that improves the slave pop output, but you only get 3%. And we're getting 45%. We would have to buy use 15 innovations to buy these tax to get up to 45%, and there's not enough tax to get up to 45%. So we're getting a pretty large economic gain, one that would cost a lot of resources to replicate, and we're getting a very, very large aggressive expansion reduction, which would again cost a lot of resources to replicate. And these are both really valuable because aggressive expansion is really important. Money is really useful, especially early game when money's tight and you have all sorts of things you want to spend it on. All right, so that is our good things. That's the good things about tyranny. Let's talk about the cost here, because there is a real cost, but the cost is not that bad. First of all, the main cost here is loyalty. Every point of tyranny results in 0.12 penalty for every character's loyalty. And so the two main places this is going to show up is with province loyalty and then political influence. So for province loyalty, every point loyalty above 50, the governor gets 0.004 monthly provincial loyalty. If our governor has a lower loyalty by 10.8, then you're going to lose 0.0432 every month in provincial loyalty gain lost, because of the loyalty penalty. Now there's two innovations that give you province loyalty of 0.02, which almost completely counteracts this. If you wanted to just counteract it with loyalty gains, there's also innovations that give between, say, 2 to 4, maybe even 5 if it's governor exclusive. So you maybe spend 3 or 4 innovations in that case to try and deal with our loyalty penalty. But we got a lot more value out of the aggressive expansion and economic output from compared to the province loyalty problem. We also lose political influence because our job holders who have offices in the government produce political influence based on how loyal they are. Every point of loyalty results in 0.0025 base political influence. And so if all 8 of them have almost 11 loyalty lower, you're going to lose about 0.2 less political influence per month. Could be more if you have a lot of percentage modifiers, because you lose the bonus as well from that. But it ends up being about 2.6 political influence lost per year, which it's non-trivial. However, let's compare it with some other ways we can use political influence. For instance, we can use political influence for claims. They cost 20. And if we conquer a territory and we have claims on it, you save 0.5 0.5 aggressive expansion per territory. So if we have a 9 territory province and we then have a claim on it, we save 4.5 aggressive expansion. Well, that's roughly equal to 1 year of high tyranny. High tyranny at 1 year is 0.432. We're saving 4.5 if we fabricate a claim. But we paid 2.6 political influence for the tyranny, and we paid 20 political influence for the claim. We're paying a lot more if we're using just claims. In fact, it would take us 7, almost 8 years to lose 20 political influence with our aggressive expansion from tyranny, and in that time, we would get 33 aggressive expansion reduction over that almost 8-year period. So if we paid 20 political influence through tyranny, we're going to lose 33 aggressive expansion. Or if we want to just go look at it on a per year basis, we can pay 2.6 versus 20. So while there are other reasons why we might want claims, because we needed to declare war, for instance, if we are using claims to reduce aggressive expansion, tyranny is a way more efficient use of political influence. Just dramatically better, almost an order of magnitude better. So we do have costs in the Rio, but the benefits dramatically outweigh those costs, at least in my opinion. If you believe these calculations I've done here, hopefully they are convincing. Now, let's say you are convinced and you want to have high tyranny when you're playing. How do you get this? Well, it's pretty easy. Invoke Devotio in the religion screen. Increases tyranny. It gives you monthly war exhaustion decay, and you have to pay 2 tyranny every time you click it, and then the cost increase each time you continue to do invoke Devotios and when you stack that monthly war exhaustion. But as long as you have some war exhaustion, you can just keep clicking that button until you run out of tyranny to spend. And it's really easy to get war exhaustion. If you raise a levy, you get half a point of war exhaustion. So just pause the game, raise a levy, click on the Invoke Devotion button as many times as you need to reach the desired level of tyranny, and then unpause. And you have your tyranny, and you have your aggressive expansion decay, you have your slave output. All right, so if you found this video helpful for your study break, please comment, like, and or subscribe so that others can find this video too. Happy not studying.